Hello, this is Anay Gutierrez, and this is Co-Teaching Group 1B, Day 1 Digital Lesson Plan. In our Day 1 digital lesson plan, we made sure to contribute and talk about many of the different ways that we can incorporate the universal design for learning, social justice of education, as well as culturally sustaining pedagogies. Last but not least, anti-racism, translanguaging, and intersectionality. It is important for us as teachers to be able to contribute and make sure that all students are feeling welcome and in a learning diverse environment where there will be students from many different cultures. Um, what our class demographics was able to teach us was that students come from different beliefs, views about teaching, and we would want to be able to provide a positive learning environment where all students are able to contribute and share different beliefs of where they come from as well as their culture. We will start off with our content standard, which is students describe the human characteristics of familiar places and the varied backgrounds of American citizens and residents in those places, with our substandard being substandard number 2, which is understanding the ways in which American Indians and immigrants have helped define California and American culture. Our learning objective is History Social Science 1.5.2. Scholars will be able to understand how American Indians and immigrants shaped California and America's culture through flashcards, mind maps, or journals with a minimum of 8 scenarios. The level is the level of Bloom, which is understand. Our co-teaching model that we will be using during this lesson plan is team teaching. Talking about barriers, solutions, and metacognitive statements, for the co-teaching model, we understand that there can be lack of shared planning time. Of course, in a team teaching model, both educators must be consistently aligned in content delivery, instructional strategies, and behavior management as well. Um, Solutions to this is that as co-teaching, we can use a planning template. This will implement a shared planning document such as Google Docs, Slides, or co-teaching planning template. That this will outline objectives and content for roles of each teacher during the lesson. Metacognitive statements. We are aware that effective team teaching requires intentional co-planning, which is why as teachers we will prioritize shared time with co-teachers and in order to ensure that roles are equitable and instruction is cohesive. Students benefit from two fully engaged educators, and we will remain flexible and open to feedback from one another. We will start off with some of the materials that we will be using throughout this lesson, which is a very interesting picture book, which is Dreamers. Dreamers talks about people that have traveled here to the United States and they dream of a future and they bring many different things from the place that they are originally from. Our Dreamers book is a social justice book, um, which focuses on multicultural and social justice books for children, young adults, and educators. This Dreamers book is important because students will be able to learn that what migrants bring with them when they leave their homes. This is a book about the families, and it is to remind us that we are all dreamers, which bring our own gifts where we roam. Um, it is a book that we are planning on reading to students. which will then they will be able to provide a worksheet, which is of their family traditions, such as food, clothing, holidays, entertainment. What they will be doing this to write on their writing journals about. Our applications and strategies is that we will support language development, content retention, and identity expressions across diverse learners. We will use flashcards, support vocabulary acquisition through repetition, visuals, and interactive review. Our journals will be there to foster self-reflection, writing fluency, and a space for cultural expressions and students' voice. Our detailed procedures are as following. Our engage open. We will start off by class. Please stop what you're doing, clear off your desk, and come together to the carpet area. This is the beginning of the lesson, which is where we will have a small discussion with students about different foods that they have eaten, such as tacos, spaghetti, sushi. If they have seen celebrations, such as Chinese New Year, Dia de los Muertos, we will be allowing students to respond to many different cultures. A barrier that we can see during this time of engaged opening is that when doing transitions, students in a first grade classroom can tend to get off topic and roam around, which is where teacher one and two will be able to work collaboratively together and ensure that all students are in a safe classroom and can make their transition from their desks to the classroom, to the carpet area. We will start off by reading the learning objective and get started with a class promise that we came up with, which was we are respectful, curious, and kind. Everyone's ideas matters. We're going to work together, listen to each other, and help each other learn. This is a safe space where we all belong and grow together. This is important when it comes to teaching because students will be able to understand that our classroom is a family and we are all going to treat everyone with the equal respect that we all deserve. In our practice area, we are able to talk about the themes of immigration, dreams, and cultural contributions. This is by us creating a personal or imaginative mini story, which was inspired by the book Dreamers that we had just talked about, which was about how many people contribute and bring to new places. In the story, there was a family. We will be teaching students how they come to the U.S. and bring ideas, traditions, and dreams. We will start off by letting students take out their journals and would be able to answer two of these prompts. This gives them the choice of something that they would like to share, such as what they would bring, what's special to their family, what is their dream, a tradition, and how they would help the community. Of course, there are sentence starters to help students when writing in their journals. Sentence starters are important. Teachers recognize this, and it will help the students start with their flowing of ideas. During our body of the lesson, we will ensure and consider how to support each other's learning. When teacher facilitation might be most effective, we will be able to talk to students about different cultures. The students will be able to rotate through different stations in small groups and observe different resources that we have provided out for them. Once students have the opportunity to visit each station, they will work in pairs or in small groups where they will create mind maps to visually organize information of the cultural influences. Each student, they will get to choose a collaboration to draw and write about, such as music, food, clothes, celebrations. Us as teachers We'll be able to ask students, what food does your family eat that might have come from another country? We will give students time to respond while teachers circulate and ask prompting questions. We will be able to praise collaborations and great work, which will be able to motivate students to continue doing their excellent work, and we will put small groups in order to support ELLS and students needing help with vocabulary or concepts. We will be able to encourage open-ended thinking, such as what else could they have brought to share. This will all be able to focus on the idea that teachers are there to support students and contribute to their learnings. Throughout our evaluation and close of this lesson, us as teachers will be able to contribute to the closing part by helping students reflect on the new learning that they have gained. We will also be working together to ensure and keep the positive learning environment from the beginning to the end of the lesson while making sure that students show their 8 examples that are needed in their booklet. During this closing time, we will be able to have students complete the small booklet that will show the 8 examples of how culture, American Indians and immigrants have shaped California and American culture. Their journal page will include a picture drawing, a sentence stem to complete. The examples of sentences stems that they have are immigrants brought, what did immigrants bring, music, dances, I ate, where did you eat and where did it come from, why we celebrate something and where it comes from, and why our country is special. Uh, we have learned that American Indians and immigrants have shaped California and America's culture. Teachers will achieve this by walking around and checking in with students. During our closing time, we will be doing a closing circle, which will let students share and then affirm the value of many cultures making one community. We will be able to ask what is one thing they learned and about how people from different cultures help build our community, as well as what is something from your culture that helps make our class and community special. This will keep the positive learning environment throughout the lesson. And next time we can conclude with teaching students about different communities in California and how people live and work together to create a classroom museum with cultural learning. With our evidence of mastery being, students will demonstrate understanding by completing a student choice summative task that shows at least 8 cultural contributions made by American Indians and or immigrants. Thank you.